Hey everybody, thanks for coming back for another episode of On the Other Side of the Stove with me, Alexis. So I'm going to show you today how to make a classic dish called the Caprese Salad. Now it's a great dish for year-round, however, it's wonderful when it's summer. And it has basically 5 ingredients. And the 5 ingredients are tomato, basil, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and mozzarella cheese or burrata. I'm going to show you step by step how to plate the dish so that it looks absolutely amazing. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the stem from the tomatoes. All right. I find it easier to cut the tomatoes with a serrated knife versus a regular knife. Well, I'm going to look at the tomato and I'm going to try to cut it flat. So now that'll stay flat on the plate. So it's never going to be completely straight flat. Okay, so those are the two. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to core the inside. And you're going to have to be very careful to take out the core. You could also use like a melon baller if you have one of those melon ballers. So now you have the 2 tomatoes, right? Perfect. We're gonna start cutting slices, but we're gonna make sure we keep the tomato intact, meaning in the same direction, because we're gonna have to stack them up, okay? To each slice, and I want to keep it together so that I can put the tomato back together, and I'll explain why later. I'm going to get some salt. Now I have some kosher salt. The reason why I like it a lot is because it's coarse and you know, you can feel it on your fingers and you can tell how much you're putting on there versus iodized salt, but you can use iodized salt also. And for each tomato, I'm going to pull out, I'm going to pull the leaves off, but I'm going to save some of the leaves, okay? Whole, because I am going to chop some of them. All right, so I'm going to take the big, huge leaves, and what you want to do is you want to put them all together. Okay, I'm just going to do 1 tomato to show you guys. All right, so now I'm done with this. I'm going to get my chef's knife. I'll be right back. So you want to get your basil, and then you want to fold it in half. Okay, like this. And then you want to, what they call chiffonade, which is a little strip. And when you're cutting, you always want to cut on the long side of your finger. So for me, I usually cut like this, and I guide everything according to this finger right here. Okay, and that's when you go to culinary school where somebody teaches you how to cut, you don't really have to look. So I'm gonna, so this is called a chiffonade. Some people call it shredded. I wouldn't be too concerned if you can go this fast or not. It doesn't matter. What matters at the end is that the dish is as beautiful as you can make it. So I'm gonna do the same with these. One way that you can taste the tomato is the bottom part, right, that you just took off. You can try it and see. It's pretty good. Probably need a little sweetness. I'm going to add some honey to it. See, so this honey is It's from the French beekeeper, but you can see that the honey is still, you know, I'm not gonna put this on there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little of this honey in this bowl, and I'm gonna add a little bit of water to it. I don't need a lot of sweetness, I just need a little bit of it. I'm gonna pour it over the tomatoes. Okay, now that's done. I'm going to, on each of the slices of tomato, I'm gonna put some of the basil. Okay, now this is fresh basil, so you can put a little bit more than you normally would if it was dried basil. Okay, and then now I'm gonna put the surprising part. Everybody always asks what's in here, but it's this cheese that comes in this green container, right? And every time I serve it, people are always asking, what kind of cheese is it? And I always say, it's the cheese in the green box. And everybody's amazed. All right. That's gonna go on there. And then I'm going to grab the leaves of basil, right? And I'm going to kind of decorate the inside of this tomato so that then I'm going to stack it so that the basil leaves are kind of peeking out. So I'm going to do this side. You don't want to make them all the same size, so you want to put some of them like really in, you know, and I'll use this like a little tiny one, put it over here, and I'll stack it, and then I'll grab this one here, put this one here, okay, and now I'll move this carefully. I'm going to grab the plate and put it on the plate. Okay? So there is the presentation, right? I think that looks really pretty. This is just basic balsamic vinegar, okay, from the regular store, all right? I'm going to use this for the acid component, right? Because we already put some of this green box Parmesan cheese. And so I'm going to show you how to make the plate look really amazing. You're going to drip some balsamic in the center. So that balsamic is going to go throughout the meat that's inside the tomatoes. Now the second thing you're going to do is you're going to grab olive oil. And this is extra virgin. And I'm going to move this off to the side because I don't want it to be in the center. I want everything to be off center. Whenever I'm plating anything at home, it doesn't matter how simple it is, I never want anything flat in the center unless I'm doing that on purpose. But for this, I'm trying to kind of create interest in this plate. I'm gonna add some olive oil on the tomato for it to kind of get some gloss, and then I'm gonna add some olive oil. Come on. Around the plate. So I'm gonna add olive oil around the plate. Now, this is not the finished product. But you always want to have like 3 colors on a plate, right? You have the red, you have the green, and now you have the olive oil, the pale green. So fresh mozzarella is also called burrata, and you can get it in a container like this, okay? And burrata is basically fresh mozzarella that's hand rolled, and then on the outside it will be firm, but then on the inside, it's beautiful soft texture. So it's not the same as the mozzarella logs that you get at the store, right? So I'm gonna grab one mozzarella burrata, and I'm gonna place it like that. I think that's looking pretty good, I think. That's why I didn't want to put this in the center. So now I'm also gonna decorate it. Okay. Looks nice. Maybe over here, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe you want to put a leaf inside the center. Who knows? Okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to drop little drops of the balsamic on top of the oil. And what that's going to do is, you know, oil and water don't combine. Okay, water and acid don't combine either. You have to do an emulsion. So wherever I drop the balsamic, it's going to stay there and it's going to look beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can do, even if it's not with this salad, when you're at home, you can do this application to almost anything. You could do it to a pasta, have the pasta in the center, and if you're having fresh olive oil, you can drop the balsamic or whatever it is on the outside. It's going to look great. Watch. I'm going to put my finger over this just so that I can control it. All right, so I'm going to drop balsamic. And now I'm going to wipe the rim. I think that looks really nice. I think that looks really good. I'm proud of us. Look at that. I could also decorate it a little bit more. I wouldn't get all crazy, but you know, maybe there. Then the other thing you could do, right? I have some more tomatoes here from outside. These are just little ones. The plate looks good, right? But this is a different color. I just cut it like this, so, you know, I just added that. Let me put this on this side. Also, I can cut the tomatoes in little circles, right? You just have to be creative, you know? I'm gonna put little rounds. You don't want to put a lot of them. I might grab a tomato, a red one. For these, I don't really worry about that stem. If it really bothers you, you can cut it off. All right, so, but I'll just cut these like this. So then now I can have like a little mound. Okay. 3. You know, we can grab some of the green box cheese and put it on top. It's beautiful. You could see all the different interests, and we were able to do it. Even if you didn't have this on here, right? You can still remove it and move the tomatoes around, and it'll still look great. So I'm going to do that now to show you how it can still look nice. You can make a tomato salad with the green box cheese on the inside. It looks great. I wish you guys a wonderful summer and a wonderful evening. And I hope to see you guys real soon.